All right, so study abroad for biology majors. Why go abroad, where you can go, how to make that decision, that's the big one, where to go abroad, and then we'll hear from some returnees and their student stories. So Shira couldn't make it today, but she sent us these fabulous photos. So why did she study abroad for biology? Our biggest points is that you can graduate on time. All of the classes that you take abroad are UC classes. You'll receive UC credit for them. They're not transfer credit, and they'll show up on your UCSB transcript. But you will have access to unique courses and be exposed to brand new perspectives. And it's also marketability. You can put this on your resume, stand out from the crowd, get a unique experience than the other students who perhaps don't study abroad. So Shira went to the University of Edinburgh, and this is what she had to say. I took the following courses: molecular genetics, immunology, and performing Europa in modern and contemporary Italy. I loved that in all three courses, I was learning advanced and recent content. For example, in my molecular genetics course, we had a new professor every couple weeks who would have specialized in the topic we were learning about, so that they would teach us the up-and-coming research happening in their field. In my immunology class, we would participate in weekly labs to learn ubiquitous research techniques like the ELISA assay. In my Italian class, we were learning about the infamous myth of Europa and how it ties into our contemporary understanding of European identities, migration, and gender. I found all three classes challenging and engaging, and they definitely provided me with a deeper understanding of how my major and minor coursework has real-world applications. So now let's talk about some other places you can go and where to look. You have a lot of choices. UCAP offers over 150 programs in 40 countries. To search for possible programs that offer biology, you should go to the UC Education Abroad Program website. This is where you'll find all of the UC Study Abroad programs and their details. To sort through options, I recommend that you use Find a Program function that's circled here. So you just click on Menu and then find the program. And this will open up this search tool. Without narrowing down your search, you'll have over 150 programs to choose from. First, you'll need to identify a discipline on the left, and then that will open up specific subject areas where you can choose from. This search for just general biological sciences resulted in 66 programs where you can study biology. You could further narrow down your choices by searching by language of instruction, the term that you want to go abroad, GPA requirement, whether or not internship or research might be available. So you can play around with this search and explore your possibilities. Now, we also have an additional resource for you. So this is on the eapucsb.edu website. So this is the one that we house here at UCSB. So this one has information for you as a UCSB student. So you click on academics at the top, and then you can select your major. This is where you'll find all of the campus-specific info. So let's click on that. So we go to biology. So here is the major advising page for biology majors. And this is where you will find specific advice from your department. Of particular interest is the section on what classes you should take if you want to receive major credit for any of your UCAP classes. On this page, you'll also find videos on the right-hand side of UCSB biology majors talking about their study abroad experiences. Many UCSB students spend a year or a quarter abroad to benefit from their new perspectives, approaches, and experiences. From wildlife in South Africa to the Great Barrier Reef of Australia, rainforests in Costa Rica, to biomedical, biochemical research programs in Sweden and the UK. There are immersion programs that are where you're living and studying at a local university to something more focused. There are also lab research and field research programs that are recommended on this site. On the site, it mirrors what's on the biology website as well, which will be the next slide. Here we go. And here you'll see that there are some pre-approved and recommended courses and programs. So here we've got Costa Rica, summer physics, natural resource systems, actually not part of EAP. Then we've got Edinburgh, Queensland, and Utrecht. But this is not everything that's available. You're not limited to these course choices. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. So back on our website, after academics, Gaucho Credit Abroad is such a helpful database. This is where you'll see information about courses that have been taken for major credit by UCSB students in the past. And this will actually show you what type of credit past students have received for courses that they've taken abroad. So I did a search here for biology, and it came up with 383 results. So again, these are historical. This can be really helpful if you are wondering what programs might offer courses in your major or what specific classes might count towards in your major. Just remember that this is a historical database of what has been done. It does not tell you what will be offered, the specific term that you're going, or that these courses will be offered, or that these courses are pre-approved by your department. It is purely historical, and I think it's a really great place to start narrowing down your options. So that resource, the Gaucho Credit Abroad, tells you what UCSB students have taken abroad for what credit they received. But a broader resource, which is going to show you more classes, is the UCAP course catalog. This contains courses taken by all UC students from all 9 campuses on UCAP, not just UCSB students. So this will provide more and different information. This can be found in the same place where we found the Find a Program search, just up here on the course catalog. So this is what this looks like. So again, this is UC-wide, and this came up with 654 results. So again, these are not what's offered now. They are historical records. So some of these courses might continue to be offered, some might not. These are not pre-approvals, but it's an idea to see where other students are taking biology classes, and then we can go see what's current. To see what's current, you want to click on a particular university. So maybe on that past list, you're like, ooh, Lund University. I saw a big list of biology classes there, or they had a specific topic. I wonder if they still offer it. Then you jump on that specific program's website, you click academics on that left, and then it's going to give you a whole bunch of academic information, including this list of catalogs and resources. The very first link will always be the actual course catalog for that program, for that university. And that is going to be the most up-to-date and entire listing of everything that is offered at that site. So when you're putting together a potential study plan, what you might want to be taking abroad, this is the list that you want to be using. You want to be using the most up-to-date foreign university course catalog. So how do you get major credit? First of all, you should know that all of the courses that you take on UCAP will automatically come back on your transcript and count towards your graduation requirements as just general elective units. There's nothing you need to do for this to happen. It happens automatically. However, getting credit to count towards your major or minor requirements for a course you take abroad is not automatic. First, you must complete the appropriate courses, and then you need to get approval from your major department. The same goes for GEs. Let me also say that you actually don't need to be taking major credit abroad on your program, as long as you're still planning to graduate on time. So you may very well fulfill all of your major requirements at UCSB, or perhaps you're just going abroad for a summer, in which case you can take whatever classes you would like to. But typically, major coursework, it will need to be upper division and taken for a letter grade. And be sure to communicate with your major advisor before you go, as well as while you are abroad. What you plan to take and what you actually enroll in will probably be two different things. That course you thought that you would be taking may not be offered, you might change your mind, or there could be a scheduling conflict. This is why it is very important that you do your planning and pick a program that will work for you and allow you to be adaptable. For example, if you go to a host university that has a full biology department, just like UCSB, that would be offering a variety of courses, it probably won't matter so much if you decide to take a different class from the one that you originally planned. That's because there could be many courses that would work for you. You can and should reach out to your department academic advisor when you are going abroad with any questions or concerns. You want to talk to them before you go, while you're abroad, and then afterwards to get your coursework approved and petitioned. All right, so now we're going to hear from some returnees. So let me make sure. Yay, JD. All right. So JD studied abroad at Lund University, Sweden. JD, could you tell us a little bit about what type of bio classes you took abroad and how did it compare to UCSB?
Yeah, of course. So, hi. For those of you who don't know, I'm JD. I'm a fourth-year biology major, and I went abroad. I studied abroad at Lund University in Sweden during the spring semester of 2020. Although the experience was cut slightly short, I still had a wonderful time there, and I got all my credit for my upper division bio classes, and it was really rewarding. In general, I took an upper division immunology course. It was actually a graduate level course because Lund University actually lets undergraduates participate in their graduate courses, assuming you have the proper prereqs. And it was a wonderful course because there's only 30 students in the class from all over the world. It's taught in English too, so don't limit yourself to countries that don't initially speak English, because some of the times they offer classes for international students in English. There's lots of labs. I think that picture on the far right, that's me in my all suited up for my immunology lab where we harvested macrophages from mouse tissue. So it was a wonderful class that exposed me to a lot of molecular biotechniques that we otherwise wouldn't have access to as undergrads, or at least not without like working for several years in a lab. Like all these things were taught to me at my fingertips, including flow cytometry, ELISA, and all that. And the class also culminated in a final presentation of a scientific paper that we were assigned to review. So it really, not only did it hone my lab skills, but it also, it really improved my ability to read scientific papers. Because prior to going to Sweden, they were definitely a lot to swallow. So that really helped me in that. So yeah, and on top of that, I just had a wonderful time because Lund University has a wonderful student community, and it was great exploring a new culture, especially in my field.
Fantastic. Is there anything you want to share about the other photos? You mentioned the immunology one. Tell us a little bit more about these.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't really biology related, but the one on the far left is me and a few of my friends from the Lund Cathedral. And then the upper one of us sitting at a table, those are the people I live with in my corridor, which is the style of housing that we lived in, of university housing that we lived in Sweden. All of us were from different countries. The guy holding the bread is from Australia, the girl taking the picture was from Italy, and then the guy in the corner was from Egypt. So it was really fun living with all of them. And then down below is from inside the Lund University's main library, which is where I would go to study a lot. So yeah, it was an absolutely wonderful experience, and I got all of the credit I needed for my courses. And overall, I felt that my previous biology coursework at UCSB had appropriately prepared me for the rigor of this class. So yeah, it was definitely a wonderful experience.
And lastly, do you have any advice that you would give to biology majors thinking about studying abroad?
Yeah, for sure. If you were like me, I knew I wanted to take biology courses in courses in my major rather than GE. So I think my advice for you, especially all of you freshmen who are here, definitely start planning early and start communicating with your academic advisors about your plans, because it definitely takes a lot of the stress off the process just to have time. And definitely, again, Adrian went through this, but use the Gaucho Credit Abroad tool. That's how I found this program. A lot of previous biology majors had successfully petitioned upper division courses here at Lund University in Sweden for credit, so I knew that program had a lot of options for me. So definitely do lots of research. And I also happen to work as one of the peer advisors in the EAP office. So if you want even more detailed information about the nitty-gritty of petitioning classes or studying abroad as a biology major, feel free to come visit us during our Zoom hours, which can be found on the website. Yeah, but in general, start planning early and talk to your academic advisors about what programs you're thinking of and what classes you're possibly thinking of taking. And they can give you a good idea, non-guaranteed, but a good idea of what to count for credit. And also, and once you start planning, you can figure out if you have the appropriate prerequisites for the classes that you would like to take abroad. So that really helps in terms of having a background knowledge.
Awesome. Thank you, JD. If anyone has questions for JD, we'll do Q&A at the end. So that's coming up in just a minute. So next up, we have Sofia. So Sofia studied abroad on the summer physics program in Cyprus. So Sofia, tell us a little bit about what it was like doing an entire year of physics in just 8 weeks.
Yeah, so definitely having that opportunity to be able to get rid of, or like, not get rid of, but like complete a whole year of physics and lab, which is a prerequisite for my major, in 2 months was an amazing opportunity. I was having trouble as a freshman planning how to fit it into my schedule of courses, and I didn't want to take too many classes that were difficult at the same time, so being able to just do all of this in the summer was amazing, and really opened up my schedule coming back to UCSB. But while being in Cyprus, of course, having that accelerated course curriculum was difficult. It's challenging, but because you're only studying physics, it really was not that bad. You could like really focus on the subject. And I just think physics, at least for me, is rather difficult in and of itself. But I was able to, like she was saying about planning early, I was able to do it the summer after my freshman year. So I had just had that fresh calculus from my freshman year in my mind, and then I could do the physics. And then I was actually, of course, for bio majors, you can kind of take the physics whenever, really, as long as you plan to get it done. But whichever year, but having it done after my freshman year was kind of nice also, because I felt like I understood some concepts in organic chemistry a little better. And yeah, it was taught in English. My professors were super nice. I lived in the Greek part of Cyprus, in like a modern neighborhood, like in the capital city. And we had studio apartments that were brand new, and the university was walking distance. I know some other programs, the university can be farther from your housing. But it was an amazing opportunity. The professors were very friendly and had office hours. It was definitely doable academically. And at the same time that I was studying pretty hard on the days that we had lecture, I never did anything crazy like, staying up all night, and even for exams, and I also had enough time to see all of Cyprus. There were so many excursions on the weekends, and even ones when we didn't have an excursion planned by the program, my friends and I would take a bus and go somewhere ourselves, find a hostel or an Airbnb. It was amazing. Yeah.
Could you tell us? Yeah, thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about the photos that we have here?
Sure. So, let's see. On the right, there's a picture of me in the doorway of a castle, a medieval castle, in one of the beach towns. I think it was Limassol. But this country is like so rich in history and culture. a real mix because of the different ruling powers that have ruled there. So lots of castles from different eras. This is a medieval one. And then moving to the left in the lower one is a picture of these like ancient Roman baths, which were like really, really cool. And we had this really lovely tour guide that took us, I think it was consistent. It was her for most of the trips, and she was so fun and told us all the stories and the history. And then above that in the middle is a picture on the Turkish side of Cyprus. Just interesting concept. You have to like pass your passport, but they don't stamp it or anything. Complicated, but that's a like ancient marketplace called Buyukan. And yeah, there's like all kinds of traditional crafts and things that they sell there. And I even made friends with like some of the store owners, so that was really fun. And then moving to the left, the top one, I was in a Greek village on the like highest mountain of Cyprus called Omodos. The mountain's called Troodos, but I was admiring some of the lace work there. I kind of matched my dress. And I just love like old like buildings and things like that, little villages with the cobblestones. So you definitely get that feel in the village there. And then below that is the Cavo Greco sea caves in Ayia Napa or Famagusta, and it was just like absolutely gorgeous. Blue Mediterranean water, this hot like summer island. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much. And then lastly, do you have any tips for other bio majors thinking about studying abroad?
I know she was already saying to plan early, which I definitely think is important. Gosh, I mean, I don't know, definitely, I guess to talk about financial aid, that is like something that people worry about, like, or having to pay for this kind of experience, but I definitely think it's worth it and it's doable even if you are a financial aid student or you're worried about that. I applied for the Gilman scholarship and I was lucky enough to receive it. So just definitely like go to the workshops and there's going to be scholarships. It's just like plan for making time to do those applications because they do take a while, and go to the Career Center to have them read them over for you, your essays. So.
Excellent advice. Thank you. And then Emma, are you here? I think she might be joining us a little later. She had class. I don't think Emma's here quite yet. So she'll join us later, but she went to the University of Queensland in Australia and she took biology classes there. So hopefully she'll join us soon. All right, so like you heard from the returnees, start planning now. Take time to do your research. Come to virtual info meetings like this. Talk with your advisors, talk with your biology advisors. If you want to do GEs, talk to your college advisors. Come talk to us, the EAP advisors and PAs, peer advisors like JD. I know that I covered a lot of different websites and databases, but we're here for you. We can talk about all of these different ways. We can walk you through it. We want to make sure that you get all of the information you need. So to come to our virtual drop-in hours or make an appointment with an advisor for a particular country, just hop on our website, eap.ucsb.edu/contact us. We have office hours with our peer advisors where you don't need an appointment. You just click in and there's always at least 2 of them available to answer any questions that you have. You can share screens, they can walk you through stuff. And then of course you can make appointments once you have a program in mind and you're looking for specific information. You can connect with an advisor like myself. So next we're going to go into a Q&A. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording.